Welcome, 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 collectives. My name is Ora-gen, and this is the Ora-gen Channel. I want to welcome you back for another reading, no matter what time of day it is or what day you found this message. I am super grateful that you are here. Guys, today's date is Monday, April 7th of 2025. Wow, we are like getting into April. That's awesome. So we have Aries and Taurus season. So a lot of strong energies right now. Also, we're moving deeper into spring. So we're probably noticing the grass getting greener, little buds coming out on the trees. If you live in a state where, you have the seasons, like Michigan. So we're starting to see some really nice signs of spring. And I got to tell you guys, my petunias and my first batch of tulips are up. I don't mean like partially up. I mean, they are up. So like when I say we are in spring, I mean, we are in spring. How are you guys doing today? How's the energy where you're at? How are you enjoying the start of your spring? And what are you really picking up on? I am getting like so many messages, guys. I mean, so many messages. Lot of energy picking up, lot of new beginnings, lot of endings, so that way new beginnings can come. But these endings aren't even just endings. They're just like people are being picked up off of one path that they've been on and being transferred onto another. So, everything has this energy of like new starts and healing and, getting on path, getting on course. So, guys, hold on one second. I'm a little warm. I'm going to take this jacket off. Let's go on ahead and get into today's download. This was wild because last night and early this morning, I had like multiple downloads back to back to back. So I'm going to have to release a few videos, like kind of back to back to back, because there were so many downloads that came in. I think there was like 3 or 4 of them. And that was just like within, I don't know, maybe 7, 8 hours, maybe. I was kind of restful yesterday. So yeah, let's jump into this one. I did a pre-pull on it because, guys, whoa. So first off, this one is wild because there's some music here that came up. It turned out it was music. I didn't even know it was music. I never heard this song in my life, okay? And I'm pretty good at, jazz standards and music like that. So first off, shout out to listeners on the East Coast, from Jersey, the Manhattan area, New York State, Florida, Ohio, and California, and possibly even some viewers from Mexico, or maybe of Mexican descent who live in Ohio, okay? So these are, spaces and places that are coming up during this particular energy read. Now, what I heard clear as day, I thought I heard tickle trickle, but I heard trickle trickle, and I thought, what the heck is that? And sometimes you hear this stuff and you're thinking, oh, that can't be anything, because that's just wild. Like, what would that be? So I did a little research online, and it turns out Trickle Trickle is actually a song by Manhattan. No, Trickle Trickle. Is that Manhattan Transfer? Yes, that's Manhattan Transfer. Okay. So I remember my grandmother talking about this group. Like, she really liked them. And they were a group, I think, that was popular during the 80s, I want to say. And guys, if this is your reading or this group, definitely feel free to put the correct time periods in the chat. But I just did a quick look up on this morning. But something here about someone who listens to Manhattan Transfer. So either you're a person that is like into jazz standards, or you're somebody who is a little bit, like seasoned, somebody who's like maybe in your 60s or 70, early 70s, something like that, 60s, 70s, or you're in your 50s and you just like that sound. You know, you could be a young person who likes it, but I'm picking up from the pre-pull on this reading, this is somebody who probably has like adult kids potentially, but take the energy as it resonates. If the message resonates for you, that's perfectly fine. So, yeah, so we have somebody here who listens to or listened to the song Trickle Trickle, which is like, when I did research on it, it's some sort of Jersey doo-wop or something like that. So it's like the 1950s sound doo-wop. And what they were saying, Manhattan Transfer, I looked at a live video, they were performing it. They said it was like Jersey style doo-wop. So it's like giving me the Goodfellas energy, right? Like that kind of doo-wop. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Goodfellas. It's a pretty good movie. But so somebody here is into that who watches this channel. Okay, Trickle Trickle, that is an obscure song. Maybe it's not if you know like that genre of music, and Manhattan Transfer, to me it was obscure. Never heard it in life. So I know that it's important to help somebody identify that this is their reading. Also, this person or this energy, whomever this reading is, really likes Manhattan Transfer, because another song, as I was looking Trickle Trickle up, that came up was Birdland. And that one, I don't know, I don't know the words. It's like a jazz standard. It's like da 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 down in Birdland. It sounds something like that. So, and I remember that because like, I think my father used to play that or something like that. It's like a jazz standardy thing. Okay, so there are two versions to that song, that at least that I found. I'm sure there's more, but there's a version done, a remake done by Manhattan Transfer, like during the 80s. And I think the original one was done in like 77. And let me see, I have the information here. The original one was done by a group called Weather Report. So there was this dude named Jaco Pastorius who was like a bass player, and he played with this group, Weather Report, from 1976 to 1981, okay? His real name was John Francis Anthony Pastorius III. So somebody associated with this reading might have the name John, Francis, Anthony, Pastorius, Jaco. Those could be names associated with this reading. And somebody might also be a musician. They might play bass or play guitar. They might play jazz fusion. They might listen to Weather Report. Didn't know who that was. They might like Herbie Hancock, Pat Metheny, or Joni Mitchell, okay? These are artists that Jaco Pastorius played with. Evidently, Jaco passed away in September of 1987. So somebody might have been born in 87, somebody's grandchild might have been born in 87, or their child. 1987 might be a significant year, or somebody's birthday might be September 21st of 1987. Somebody could have also been born December 1st of 1951, or that might be a significant date. I'm guessing if you were born in 1951, you'd be like 90. So maybe, and it's possible, you know, people live a long time now, but maybe this has to do with a family member or somebody associated with those dates, or those dates hold significance, okay? So looks like Jaco Pastorius was a pretty important dude. He was one of the most influential bassists of all times. So somebody was really into, you know, this genre of music, okay? Which I gotta say, the music sounded good. It was real music. It was really nice. So somebody's name could be Herbie, Pat, Joni, associated with this energy. And somebody really likes jazz. Somebody really likes jazz. They like Weather Report. They like, what was the other one I said? It was Weather Report and Manhattan, well, you know, the one I said a minute ago. Somebody's a fan. So just a little background information. Now, the lyrics to the song by the Manhattan group was like the song that talked about the doo-wop, okay? That song, the doo-wop song, which was the one, oh, this is so weird as I'm talking about it. It's like, I don't know. Let me go on ahead and ring my meditation bell here just to clear out the energies, and we'll go deeper, okay, guys? So you got a little foundation energy. I'm going to share a little bit more with you about the pre-pull. So anybody who has a sound sensitivity, please turn the volume on your device down now. Okay, guys. Yeah, a little resistive energy around this reading. As soon as I started talking about it, I'm like, there's some kind of crown chakra energy here. So I don't know, somebody might be dealing with some things with their crown chakra, maybe some thoughts or some things that are hard to process. Okay. If you haven't been, definitely energy clearing work for crown and pineal. Okay. And also solar plexus. Let's go on ahead and spray this here. That's pretty strong energy, and we're going to light some Palo Santo. So continuing on, Spirit, let's just remove any energies that are blocking, hindering, or resistive, so that way we can give the message that needs to be given, so that the collective members who need to hear it can hear everything that they need to hear about this message to help them. And please help me to understand what it is I need to share. And so it is. Okay. All right, guys. So, all right. So the Manhattan group, right? 80s. Somebody had to be a full adult in the 80s. I didn't know too many young people listening to that in the 80s. I mean, not that I was a full adult in the 80s. But like, I'm guessing this is somebody in their 60s and up. Okay. That would be my guess. Once again, if the energy resonates, take the energy as it resonates. But the song Trickle Trickle, right? It sounded to me, and once again, you can correct me or add information in the chat if you know more about that music, but it sounded to me like somebody was waiting for the rain to stop so they could get to where their sweetheart was. And they were afraid that if the rain didn't stop soon enough, they were going to miss their opportunity and their sweetheart was going to leave them. That's what I picked up just listening, and there might be more to it, but you know, I didn't have time to like do a deep dive. Okay. So I'm guessing this might have something to do with a relationship of some sort. It could be romantic. It could be family members, okay? Or close friends, people that feel like family to you. On the pre-pull, I got California, Ohio, and Mexico. Somebody in California or from California or something associated with California is being obnoxious. That's the first thing I got, because I got the obnoxious card out here. Okay. Then I got Ohio and Mexico. So either somebody associating with this is from Ohio or currently in Ohio, or some energy associated with Ohio and Mexico, or somebody is of Mexican descent and lives in Ohio. I think that's kind of more so what I'm picking up on, is Mexico came out after Ohio, right? So I think somebody of Mexican descent lives in Ohio. Maybe they're originally from Mexico and they currently live in Ohio. But somebody out in California is being obnoxious and it's creating anxiety. And so I was asking Spirit, well, who is this creating anxiety for? Like, what's the deal? So upon doing a little more research, let's set this guy here. It looks like this is some sort of relationship situation, guys, because this is what came out of the Sacred Messages deck, okay? So we have the handwritten state cards and then emotion cards and Starseed. And then we have sacred soul messages. This one talks about reason being powerless in the face of love. Romance, communication, listen to your heart. So someone is listening to their heart, and someone's trying to encourage or motivate them to do something that they don't want to do. Someone is being obnoxious in the energy about it too. So somebody's feeling like anxious, or it's creating anxiety. I'm picking up in a family or a group that feels like family that is spread apart, like long distance. You got some energies out here in California and some energies over here in Ohio. So that's a bit of distance. But somebody is either from Mexico or of Mexican descent. Something's going on here with that. That was important because Spirit popped the card out. Somebody's feeling anxious. Somebody's trying to encourage somebody to do something that is not in their heart. Okay? And because the flowers are there, this could be a long distance relationship. Like this could be two people's families, like their parents. Maybe two people are in a long distance relationship and their parents aren't like in alignment. It could be something like that, or it could be like a family disagreement or a family argument, and part of the family's in California and parts in Ohio and parts in Mexico. You know, it could be something like that, or part is in California, parts in Ohio, and maybe there's somebody involved in this who's of Mexican descent or is originally from Mexico or recently moved to Mexico. I don't know. But it's creating anxiety. Whatever's happening here, it's like a relationship issue. And when I think about the trickle trickle lyrics, something, if that is not just symbolic of like, you know, hey, whoever likes this music, this is your reading. If there's a deeper meaning in there, I'm picking up it has something to do with somebody feeling like if they don't show up for their person, they're going to leave them. Because that's what the song is talking about. Something about losing their person if they don't do something. Maybe somebody's encouraging somebody to not do something. It could be that. Maybe they're being obnoxious about it. Maybe a family or family members in California of one person family doesn't want somebody in a relationship or linking in with somebody who is in Ohio. Okay, because somebody's being obnoxious out there about the situation. And the people involved, it's a matter of the heart. But somebody might be discouraging a relationship is what I'm picking up of some kind. And it's creating anxiety. Somebody is worried about the fact that their family is unhappy with something. Okay. Let's see if there's any more sacred soul messages here. Spirit, for clarification, any more sacred soul messages. And guys, if you have coffee, tea, water, go on ahead and bring it in, you know, herbal drinks, whatever, because these kinds of reads here takes a minute because we have to kind of just like figure out what's going on in the energy. Spirit, just a card at a time, please. So definitely, if you are sipping on a morning beverage or afternoon, whatever, or evening, doesn't matter. Please feel free as we kind of move through this energy and see what's going on here. Spirit, can you tell us more, give us some more clarity on what's happening here with this relationship, or, you know, who's involved in this situation, or what the message is? Like, what are we supposed to understand from this? Your heart is an ocean. Find yourself in its hidden depths. This came up in the pre-pull and it's back again, guys. Life journey, finding purpose and true love. This is about a relationship. This was in reverse. Somebody doesn't think something is true love, okay? Somebody does and somebody doesn't. I'm getting the feeling, just because of the era of the music, and like I said, somebody would have had to have been like, if it's an adult, they would be like in their 60s by now. It's 2025. If they were an adult in the 80s. So I get the feeling this is like somebody's kids. And by their kids, I don't mean like their children, like they're young. They're adults too, but it's like a family feud type thing. Like somebody doesn't want somebody to be with somebody. And they're trying to reason with them, but Spirit is saying reason is powerless in the face of love. Like, they're listening to their heart, and these energies are like not. And it's possible it's just one side of the family. Maybe the family in California doesn't want their child or their kid with, you know, whomever this is out in Ohio. Okay? Something's causing anxiety. It's weird. Yeah, this has to do with true love, and purpose, and finding your life's purpose or whatever. Somebody really feels connected. I think they feel like they found their soulmate. But whatever's going on here, wow. I would have never thought this reading was going to go this way. Didn't sound like a love reading at all. It's not just a love reading though. There's some problems here. There's nothing else out of this deck, Spirit. Any other information here? Oh, wow. I don't think so. No, Spirit says that's it for that. Okay. We're going to go to Akashic. And if I need to, I have Pink Tarot here. And we can pull some cards. But let's see what Akashic says. Wow, this is wild. Spirit, can you clarify what's happening here? What do we need to know? Clearly the reading is for everybody involved here. It looks like some sort of like family issue. Like, honestly, if the kids are happy and there's nothing like toxic or, you know, harmful there, I don't see why it would matter. Hopefully this isn't like I don't know, like a classist thing or something like that. I don't know. It's like somebody doesn't feel like somebody should be with somebody. That's what I'm picking up from the messaging. Somebody also feels like, you know, this is my person and I got to get to them because I don't want to lose them. That's the trickle trickle song, you know. Somebody's parents listens to Manhattan Transfer. That's what's going on. Wow. Thank you, Spirit. We have 2 cards here. Let's pick them up here. All right. We have trust in yourself. Yeah. Look at this. This is for the couple. This is for the children or the people involved in the relationship, that others. And once again, this doesn't have to be your parents, you know, saying to you, do or don't do something. This could be people that feel like family to you, that are, you know, being obnoxious about being in a relationship or something, okay? You're being encouraged to trust yourself. You've got this. You've worked hard to get this far, and you have the ability to create the things you desire. Learning to trust in yourself and your abilities will take you to your highest timeline. Yeah, this has something to do with what you're, you know, like soulmates. Look at the posturing here. They're like, oh, soulmates and soul partners can be literally part of the work that we're supposed to do here, right? Because there's things that we learn from one another. There's opportunities and energies that open up for us. And it doesn't mean that you have to have a soulmate or soul partner to do what it is you came here to do. That is not what I'm saying. For some people, you're just fine solo dolo, and that's okay. But in some cases, there's a person that you're meant to work with. And there can be energies that come up to like push against that and resist that. And Spirit is saying you can't rely on the thoughts of these other energies, and it's giving you anxiety because it's out of alignment. You know that reason, okay, is powerless in the face of love. You understand that, whomever this message is for. And you understand what it is that you're supposed to be doing with this person that you're in relationship with. Could even be that the two that are working together, or those that are working together, the energies, I pick up 2 people. There's energies out in California that are sending energy their way about being obnoxious about the fact that they're together. It could be that. Maybe they're just newly married. This is either somebody who's in a long distance relationship, whose family is tripping. I pick up the family in California, or the people in California are tripping. Or this is a situation where a couple just got together, got married, moved in, whatever. Maybe they're dating in college or whatever, and the family in California is tripping. I just heard Ohio State. Maybe two people go to Ohio State. I don't know. Or maybe the person from Ohio is going to school out in California and met the person out there. Something happened where two individuals, two energies met each other, and they decided to connect, like in a relationship. Whatever the case, there's some family that's unhappy about it, or some energies that feel like family that are unhappy and they're being obnoxious, and it's causing anxiety in the whole situation. But it doesn't look like, I'm not seeing, even though they don't see this as true purpose, true love, these energies, it doesn't look like the energies that are in the relationship don't care. Look at the body posturing. They could care less. They are having their moment of glory. Like, they are so happy. So if this is your reading, like, trust yourself. You know, obviously you're coming up here, you either watch the channel or your parents watch the channel. If this message is for those associated with the energy in California, you know, and with all due respect, Spirit brought the card up. If this is your family, friends, associates, whatever, and you've been telling them, you know, negative messaging about their relationship, consider that this card came up, okay, in today's reading. If you found this message and this is your reading, this is how Spirit is seeing the energy, okay? This is not me. This is how Spirit is seeing the energy. So if this is, you know, young people in your family, please keep in mind that strong emotional response to what others feel is best for them can come off, you know, as kind of obnoxious or toxic when they feel very, very strongly compelled to move in a certain direction, and it's a matter of the heart. You know, we have to talk with friends, family members in a supportive and loving way, and just understand more about why they're making the choices they're making, as long as it's not toxic and harmful, okay? And this is where the adjustment might need to come in. If you believe something is toxic and harmful and it's actually not, there's a lot of ego and emotional response in that. So there might be an adjustment that you need to make here, like internally, before you go and have a discussion with your loved one about what they're doing. If in fact there isn't anything harmful in it, why do you feel so strong that they should not be in relationship with a person? What's really going on there? And that's, if that's the case, take the energy as it resonates. This is just me discussing the energy, okay? It's not personal. But apparently whatever someone is saying to this couple, or to these two that I'm picking up on relationship, is personal to them. And they've decided to just trust themselves. But it's created a lot of anxiety around whether the families can interact, clearly. Something here about releasing attachments, okay? There's something you need to let go of. It's either a limiting belief, an untruth, or a negative behavior. It's holding you back and keeping you from stepping into your true potential and happiness. Yeah. So somebody has got some limiting beliefs, something that they're telling themselves that's not true, or some sort of negative behavior that they keep engaging with here that's making this energy, like, it's just keeping the energy going. So Spirit is basically saying that that needs to stop, basically, because the attachment to that energy is what's keeping this situation, you know, kind of in a negative energy, or creating a lot of drama, creating a lot of anxiety. Maybe there's disagreements between the family members of each person, or just maybe between the family members and the person from California, or whose family is out in California. This could be the same family, just in two different places. I don't know. Like I said, you guys will have to take the energy as it resonates, but some sort of energy here associated with attachments to limiting beliefs and negative behavior that is creating the problem. And Spirit is saying that that needs to be released. Yeah, look at the protect card on the bottom of the deck. Protect. You're being asked to protect yourself and your energy. It's okay to want to give to others, which you do effortlessly. It's important, though, that you set healthy boundaries with your energy before doing so. Now is the time to get some protection in place. Yeah, so I mentioned earlier, if you haven't been doing energy clearing work, crown, pineal, or third eye, and sacral, and also solar plexus, okay? So something here about energy clearing work, but I think it has to do with the energies on the table for the couple that is long distance, or the young people, or the whatever, okay? There's something here about, yes, putting boundaries in place, okay? Looks like you're an energy that is used to giving and trying to make everybody happy, okay? But Spirit is saying that you're being asked to protect yourself and your energy, because this is why you're feeling anxious, because this energy, whatever's going on here, it's based in limiting beliefs. It's not accurate. You know it. You're trusting in yourself. That's why you're doing that, because you know this energy is not accurate, but it's draining. So you're being asked to protect your energy here, okay? Acceptance, something you need to accept. You may be disappointed with a recent outcome. Remember, if one door closes, you are being redirected to one that will soon open to your true soul path. Yeah, so, wow, we see kind of like, it's like a nature goddess energy. They almost look kind of like petrified, like wood a little bit, right? You've got vines and things wrapped around them. Something here about allowing yourself to be, also grounding out is important, because I'm seeing like nature spirit energy. But something you need to accept. You might have to accept that, you know, this part of your family or whatever, they're not going to accept this person or this situation. You may have to accept it because you know that it's based in limiting beliefs. Wow, look what fell out. Look at this. Okay, sorry guys. So the next cards that came out associated with this energy for clarity was walk away, something you need to release. Looks like something that has to do with shame or guilt, I'm hearing. Oops, I'll leave those guys there, because it is scattering your energy. Wow, those just came out right in a run. So not too much more I need to say about that. Probably something you could reflect on as well. But it looks like I just want to cover closing this reading out from both sides of it, okay? Because I'm not sure who's watching the channel. You know, it could be the energy from California. It could be the energy from Ohio. Could be energy from Mexico, or the Mexico is associated with the energy that is in Ohio, because it came right out after it. Whatever the case, everyone here is being encouraged to walk away from energies that are hindering, blocking, limiting, like releasing these energies that are like limiting beliefs, okay? Release attachments to limiting beliefs. Everybody's being encouraged to do that, because it is creating problems in the relationship factor here, in the family, the group, the community, whatever this is, it's creating problems. So everybody's being encouraged to move away from that, okay? And literally, Spirit said walk away from that kind of energy. You're wasting your precious energy on something that will not bear fruit. It's time to turn your attention to things more aligned to your soul's purpose. So this isn't even, whatever this is that people are like disagreeing, arguing about, this doesn't even have anything to do with, you know, anyone's soul purpose. And certainly not whomever is involved in the relationship aspect, or whomever it is that somebody is basically stating, oh, you shouldn't deal with them. This doesn't have to do with that. This has to do with some other kind of limiting belief. And so you're being encouraged to dig deep and see what that's really about, okay? Because it's not something that's in alignment for those that are doing it or for those that they're doing it to, okay? This is just to cover the energy on both sides of this reading. You're being encouraged to release this behavior. You're being asked to release any toxic people or situations from your life. You deserve to be free of all drama. And this is the first step to achieving that. So Spirit is encouraging those that are like the drama is being aimed at to walk away and release. Okay, so if you're that energy or associated with those energies, you're being encouraged to walk away from that. And that can take a lot of different forms. It might mean literally walking away from someone, like taking a time out, but it could also mean like just stating, I don't want to engage in those kind of discussions. I find them to be not supportive or low vibrational. I don't want to talk about it. And if you can't get off the topic, I'm going to go over here. It could be that. I don't know. Something here about releasing and putting some space from situations that are drama based. Okay. And if you are the energy moving this energy towards someone, you're being encouraged to release that. Everyone in the situation deserves to be free of drama. So everyone's being encouraged to walk away from these limiting beliefs. These are bringing shame. Whomever this is that these limiting beliefs are being aimed at, it's something based in shame, guilt, regret. It's something that's supposed to shame somebody out of doing what it is that their heart, okay? Reason is powerless in the face of love. Somebody feels that this is what they're supposed to do in their heart. They've accepted this, okay? And they're being encouraged to protect themselves at this time from energies like that. So if you are pushing that energy of shame towards someone, Spirit is encouraging this energy that you're pushing that at to protect themselves from you. With all love and due respect, it's harmful to them. It creates an energy of shame. It doesn't help them to be their best self. So there's a lesson in there for everybody. You've carried this burden far too long. It's time to release the guilt you've placed on yourself and start a new chapter in your life. Set a new goal and begin taking action towards happiness. And that's what they're doing. They've accepted this and that's what they're doing. So just sending that energy constantly. I can see why it came up as obnoxious. It's not changing anything. It's just like aiming toxic energy at someone because you're unhappy with the choices they're making. Like I said, whichever side of this is watching this video, it is important to heal whatever is going on here, that everybody walks away from these limiting beliefs associated with shame, because it is scattering your energy. Everyone involved, including those who are trying to satisfy the needs and wants of their family. And they're not able to, because these beliefs aren't in alignment for anyone. Why do I get the feeling this is something kind of like classist or something really limiting and negative? It says you have too much on your plate and have lost your focus. This is causing you to feel exhausted and overwhelmed. Prioritize your well-being and create a new plan. Yeah, somebody's energy is scattered. You need to create a new plan. What you've been doing to try to make everybody happy isn't working. Okay, so you may need to leave that plan and create a new one that's more in alignment. And just side note, if there's a lot of limiting beliefs and behaviors associated with that, you're never going to make everybody happy. That's not even something to feed. That's an energy you want to starve. You don't want to feed that energy. So maybe perhaps think about looking at this situation in a new way. This might mean doing some healing work, internally associated with whatever these root issues are in your family or amongst this group, your friends, whatever this is for you. There's some sort of healing work that needs to be done associated with like a belief that you even need to deal with energies like this, guys. That's what sounds toxic. Not the relationship, but like whatever the family is doing centered around the relationship. Okay? This has brought up some kind of drama in somebody's family. Wow. Those two popped out. Or three. Thank you, Spirit. It's always good to get 3 cards for the quilt. So here's some energy here from Spirit you can use to maybe weave, actually 4 cards. So you can use to weave a quilt here that could help you to start new, or to maybe weave in some better energy into this situation, to bring some peace to the situation instead of anxiety. Okay? Weaving bonds. Weaving bonds. This one says reconnect with old friends or family, strengthening ties through shared history and experiences. Yeah, so this is about a family. This is more confirmation. Okay? This family, California, Ohio, Mexico, needs to start working on weaving bonds of connection and shared history and experiences instead of focusing on these things that really is not up to them to focus on. It's between the relationship factors between the two people. The families need to start working on weaving bonds and learning how to connect with one another instead of judging, categorizing, whatever they're doing. Mountain majesty. Somebody needs to get outside, okay? Maybe somebody enjoys being in the mountains or lives near the mountains, okay? Engage in outdoor activities that challenge you physically, drawing strength from nature's grandeur. So this is yarn painted, and that's button craft connections. Maybe somebody works with yarn. Maybe somebody crochets or knits. But you're being encouraged to get outside, okay, and ground out. And I talked earlier about the clearing work. That's super important. Energy clearing work to help with clearing out your crown, your sacral, your pineal, your solar plexus, getting outside, putting your feet on the earth, maybe hiking or something like that if you live near the mountains. But definitely something here about reconnecting with old friends and family, weaving new bonds that feel connective and supportive instead of this stuff that's shame-based. Maybe having outdoor events with your family. Maybe that's something your family likes to do. But you're definitely being encouraged to tap in and make some changes in this area to weave a new quilt of connectedness. Okay? Mosaic of unity. Mosaics, that's tile work. No, this one's button work. Button and craft work. Okay? So some sort of tile and buttons. Maybe somebody likes to work with mosaics. Collaborate on a project that requires diverse skills. Recognizing the value each person brings. Yeah, see, you're being encouraged to recognize that everybody has some level of value. So if we're looking down upon others and judging them based on where they're located or their family's finances or whatever, we're missing the point of unity. Everyone has value, and starting to find ways to look for that instead of looking for ways to judge, guys. There's something here about judgment. Peaceful sanctuary. This is going to create peace. Spirit is literally giving you the recipe here for peace. Weave bonds of connection and unity. Get outside with your family and create new bonds here. Create unity by collaborating on things instead of fighting. And this is going to create a peaceful sanctuary. You will have a home in all of these places that's coming up in this reading instead of a bunch of drama and chaos. You'll have homes in all these places connected with family, new friends and family. That's that unity, new earth energy, not the inner fighting and squabbling. This one says designate a tranquil space at home where you can unwind, recharge, and find inner peace. Harmonious quilt work. Maybe somebody likes to work with quilting, okay? But yeah, there's something here maybe about you as well. Whomever is watching this video or this message needs to create spaces where they can have like Zen moments in their home. maybe like a corner where you meditate, or you have things set up to meditate. Maybe you're somebody that works with like a spiritual altar. Maybe you're a Zen Buddhist. Maybe you are someone who, I don't know, works with some form of spirituality that feels healing to you. Create spaces in your home where you can go and read and meditate and have Zen moments to help bring the energy down. That can also help with healing when we're talking about limiting beliefs and toxic behavior. Like there's something here about needing to redirect that energy into something that's more peaceful and helpful. And if it can't be transmuted, then you need to do the deeper healing work on whatever this is that's at the root of this shame-based energy that is being projected out in your family. Okay. So a lot about this today. I think the songs that came up was to help uniquely identify who this message is for today. Now, definitely, if you don't resonate with the songs, but you resonate with the message, take the energy as it resonates. But there's definitely somebody here associated with those songs and the symbology of those songs. Okay, somebody here is going to know who all of those people were associated with that music and those songs, because this is a very specific message. So guys, that's all I have for today on this one. Definitely sending unity, love, and light out to those who are associated with today's energies. If you do have questions about the reading, or maybe this really resonated for you, feel free to leave comments in the chat. And also you can email me for a personal reading. My email is the youcanreachme2016@gmail.com. That is in the description box. Okay, guys? And the description is right up underneath the more info area of the video. If you click on it, you'll be able to see the whole description of the video. My email will be right in there if you want a reading. Okay? Try not to put your personal business, like too much of it, in there. But definitely, please do. You're welcome to comment if, this really resonated for you. But I am here, willing to do personal readings for people, definitely for a certain cost. But once you email, I'll tell you about what the lengths of the readings are and what the prices are for the readings, okay? But no worries there. Sending so much love and light to you guys. Thank you for being with me for another downloaded message. I hope you guys are having a great day wherever you are, and I look forward to being with you in the next message. My name is Ora-gen, and this is the Ora-gen Channel. See you soon, guys.